Okay, well, happy Ultraman Day. 10 July was the debut of Ultraman 56 years ago. He's just not quite a year older than me. I came out in June of 67. He came out in July of 66. So, not quite a year older. I'm going to stick with the classic Ultraman. And I thought I'll draw one on my sketchbook, but I want to do kind of some idea thinking first. So we'll do some roughs on just some scratch paper that I have floating around. I don't think I've drawn Ultraman. I might have, though, a long time ago. But I've drawn Ultra Mega, which is a comic book. Ultra Mega, which is based kind of like on the whole Ultraman mythos. So I've drawn similar characters. And I pulled up some references to look at. Ultraman tends to be a very wide stance. The kaiju that he fights tend to be reptilian or insect based. So I thought I'd kind of mix the two and do like a spider lizard mashup. Yeah, let's go for it. I'm going to post the link in the chat if anybody wants to join me in the stream and BS. We can talk about whatever. Talk about Ultraman, obviously. I haven't watched all of it, but I know that there's a new series coming out, the Ultraman D, Deckeer, Ultraman Deckeer. I watched the first episode of that on YouTube, which you can find it on the Ultimate Ultraman channel. You can find the original Ultraman television series, the 66, 67 television series. You can find it on kissasian.video. And there's a new anime on Netflix. I think there's 1 or 2 seasons of it out. But Ultraman's been around a long time, been around longer than me. But, since it's his 56th anniversary, I figured I'd draw some Ultraman. Turn off this branding thing. A long day. That. And like I said, we'll do some mapping. I have a reference printed out, so I have the costume handy. Then I pulled up some references on the computer as well. To get an idea. I've got like a horny toads pulled up, horned toads. I wanted like a spiky lizard body. I've got spider macro photography pulled up, so I can see like a close up of a spider's head, and they're pretty damn creepy. So hopefully we can mix up the two. And then I've got some Google image search of like Ultraman fighting. I don't know that I'll use any of those, but I just want to get an idea. Like the settings and the poses and stuff. One of the things that's nice is Ultraman he tends to be not a big bulky character. He's very lean. So that'd be a nice change of pace from drawing the big superheroes that I normally draw. Although I did just draw Kaiju earlier this week on Wednesday for the drink and draw stream. All right. So let's figure out a pose first. And I think it's best to have Ultraman on the right and the kaiju on the left. I'll just do some thought processes here. Like I said, Ultraman tends to keep his stance wide. So we can have one where his feet are grounded. Let's see, And like I said, this is just planning phase. This isn't, actual drawing. I'm leaning into a punch, maybe. People think everything's like finished art. It's like, sometimes you just got to think it out. And then you got to think about it. See, I'm thinking this is an open stance with the crotch here. So he could be punching with either arm, but if he's got this leg forward, he's probably punching with his right arm. His punches tend to be very stiff, although he does do some kicking. So we can have a punch there. And then the other hand in the ready. Let's see, bring the other fist closer to his head, maybe. We're looking at center of gravity. You don't want to fall over, so you can see that he's balanced, having the body leaning forward. So this leg's short, this leg's long. Kind of things I have to think about. I don't have to, but I do. So this is with the punch already flying, right? Maybe we do one where he's preparing to punch. In that case, we can take his feet off the ground, like he's gonna lunge into it. So this time we'll bring the leg up. And have him maybe I kind of like the flow of that. Let's see. You could have maybe another pose. Again, airborne. This time maybe he's getting ready to use his leg instead of the fist. And his poses tend to have a lot of guard positions with the hands, coming across his body or blocking his face. I'm trying to think what we can do to mirror some of that. Maybe we put a hand here or an arm there. I kind of like how this one's got the arm up. Maybe we can do that with this arm too. You can see this one's more of a preparatory fight. So this one's actually punching. This one's like lunging in, and this one's like, maybe getting ready to kick. You guys think? So where should we go? So let's try a couple more poses just to kind of. There's a old John Byrne pose that is in my head, which is it's a backhand, back fist. See, he did I think a Captain America with this pose, kind of. But for Ultraman, it's got to be, so this hand's going to be foreshortened because it's basically the fist flying this way. And again, we can have the body or bent legs. Let's see. Just simulate where this hand's coming out over here. And so that's a punch like that. Straight. What if I have the punch coming toward the viewer, even though he's fighting him over here? So we have like the head facing this way. So again, this is a punch coming in this direction. Put him in like a horse stance. And when I think about that, let's experiment with some kaiju. Let's see. So I look at the kaiju. Bring up the lizard body first. Kind of. One of the things about the kaiju, especially in Ultraman, is they tend to be very angular, which is why I went with the like a spiky looking lizard. And then the suits were, guys in rubber suits, so it tended to be anthropomorphic, but not anything that couldn't be worn by a person, Spider head. Spiders tend to have 2 big eyes and then 2 smaller outer eyes. And so they have like I guess these would be mandibles, but they're like pincers that come out. Something like that. And then we can incorporate this into a spiky, like a lizard kind of body, and then the shells would follow limbs. So this is kind of a heavy upper body, small lower body idea. And then looking at some of these other ones, we can do heavy, we can do bottom heavy, a lot of them tend to be bottom heavy like Godzilla. So let's try something like that. We'll try a bottom heavy kaiju look. I think kind of like the head rotation, but maybe we'll give him more neck on this one. It's kind of phallic, I know. So let's put some eyes on there so it stops looking a little bit like a penis. Okay. Got these big thighs in there. The other two, I think I like the hulky look better, but no surprise there since I like the Hulk. You can give this one a tail maybe to help balance him out with the big bottom. I don't like the idea. This one's got like really long, skinny arms, but could let's go forearms. We'll give him skinny arms. And that kind of ties into the whole insect thing, insect vibe, having these extra arms. Okay. Do a couple more, maybe one that's a little more mecha. I'm kind of committed to having a spider head, but we can have variations on that, and we'll give it an extra eye maybe. Just brainstorming at this point. Are some of the mechas are four limbs and stuff like that. Blades tend to be a feature, so we can have something on his arms. The pass for blades maybe. And then these back spikes are always a nice kaiju touch, right? I'm getting these snake types, but let's see. Got kind of a martial background music going. Okay, let's do one more kaiju rough sketch. And maybe this one will go pincers. Do a mouth open kind of thing, maybe. See, some of them have pincers, so let's try something like crab-like, maybe. Okay, so let's see what we got here. As far as poses, I kind of like this preparatory one. What do you guys think? We go A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. So I like the I'm going to go to a red pencil just to take pieces that I like. I like having these claw hands and the head. So I kind of like the structure of this one. But I think I need to make him larger so he looms over, so he's more like this character as far as the size. And then the legs look weak here. Let's take the legs from this one. Okay. And as far as the pose, because that covers the mouth, what if I were to take the backhand and put it down here? Instead of crossing. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with C, but I'll take the hand. Hand down here. That way I'm not blocking the face. And this one can come up. I think I like the line this creates right here. Okay, so we've got a plan. Now we need to implement it. Sketchbook, which is where is my sketchbook? Leader sheet. You can see I did Common Rider earlier this week. Red Queen earlier last week. Let's click this book open. So to deal with that. On camera. Okay, let's go. Alrighty. So put my references above the book so I can see what I had, what I liked. So we want to fill up more of the page. I'm going to have the kaiju's head about here. And we're going to have the body. I think I have to have the body more arced so that he looks like he's kind of leaning over. Okay. Yeah. This is the one where I put some extra eyes in there. So the kaiju are the fun things, right? Because you just make them up. You can the hint of the mouth open, kind of. Okay. The limbs for the kaiju, I think I'm doing them more kind of alien, they're like xenomorphic. We're going to exaggerate the claws maybe. We're going to have like the blade thing on this arm. For the carapace, we'll give like the hint of the ribs. So I'm kind of getting in the top portion of the kaiju that I want so that I can kind of map where the Ultraman should go a little bit better. Give him a thumb, or not give him a thumb. And then we get the blade thing on the back of the arm on this side. And then we wanted to have a stronger stance in the legs. So we were looking at I think I might give him the it's incongruous with the body, but we'll give him like the heavy stomper feet, right? Weird looking kaiju, but it's kind of the point, right? All right, so now we have Ultraman. Ultraman shouldn't be as tall because I want to have the monster have some height on him. We'll put the head maybe right about here. You got to remember, Ultraman's pretty lean, so I've got to thin him down a bit. Torso's too long. I think we'll make these finger claws a little longer. There just needs to be some overlap on the knee. And then we get the overlap in the face where his face is in front of the claws on this side. So this puts him between the monster's hands. That make sense? I think, does this leg need to be higher? Let's try moving the leg higher to see if that helps or hurts. One thing it should do is create more of a cocked leg, like there's going to be more into the kick, but we'll see if that feels true or not. Not too bad. Okay. Let's start wrapping a costume onto the pose. Devin says he's working on another project for school, and then he's got to go do the yard. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, Devin. Saying hi. Put the chest piece. That seems kind of high, doesn't it? Let's see. Just a little lower. I've got way too much lead out. I'm going to end up breaking it there. All right. And we'll in this Ultraman. My pencils obviously tend to be pretty loose, but mixed up a kind of a martial sounding music for tonight. Darren says, if I were you, I would have drawn stick figures first to get an idea where the kaiju and Ultraman would be placed. Well, I did do a rough sketching, so. Boots. And I don't know if you were here for the idea part where I worked out some pose ideas and stuff. Okay, let's see. This comes in. Goes down the bicep. Into the arm. That comes here. It goes down the. Say it's like that. Weird pattern down the hand, down the sleeve. Okay. Let's get the mask in there. We've got the fin thingy. It's an integral part of the design. Bisects the face on the left and right. Got these ear patterns. Just comes right into the mouth. Okay. Start putting in Ultraman. It's weird. There's like 2 dots on the actual costume, which I think is where it allowed the actor to see out of, but I don't think you're supposed to draw them in because they look like pupils. And then this red actually goes into the neck. Let's make sure I overlap the claw. Aaron says, I remember watching an entry of Ultraman franchise that aired on the Fox box on Saturday mornings. I believe it was called Ultraman Tiga. His first impression was it was kind of like Kaiju, only difference was that it had an English dub, no subtitles. Yeah. Ultraman actually predates Kaiju by a couple years, at least from what I understand. Because this is the Ultraman's 56th anniversary. And Kaiju turned 50. Now, we'll extend out the fingernails or the fingers of the kaiju on this side as well. Again, that helps set him between the two hands. Okay. I'm just gonna flesh out some more detail on the armor of the kaiju, scales of the kaiju. Like that. Having those blade arcs also create a nice pull into the figure there. There's a lot of kind of like bandy stuff in the old costumes, and I think that's to create points of articulation for the costumes. But they had to like design them into the visual elements of the kaiju. Trying to create the hint of like more plates on the backside. One, two, three, four, five. Pop up the microphone. Let's see what we want to do with the legs now. What can we do to kind of incorporate some of the same elements? Maybe we can put something on the front of the knee that kind of goes along with the knife hand things. And what we're going to do, we can have part that goes like that. Kind of like the way that ties into the arms. We can take the accordion things to the feet. Maybe do a dew claw, like the back claw. Okay, kind of like that. So we got this plate thing in the knee. which ties into the blade things on the arms. And kind of the tube things there to hint at articulate. So you can see like areas where the torso needed to bend, the arms, you know, you would stop the armor and they would put in the articulated rubber bits so they could actually move. So you incorporated that into the kaiju design so that it kind of looks like the ones from the show, even though this isn't something that was ever on the show. So like this, we can carry this into like the cod piece kind of thing. And again, that just provides him some articulation. And then we can have plates go down the front of the thighs. You can kind of see how we're trying to carry over elements to the different body parts to tie it together. So you can see that ties into the abdomen. And then the way this kind of ties into the armor there, you can create something similar there. What do you think of this background music, Darren? So, Music Maker Jam for Windows. Decided I needed my own royalty-free music. Just do that. Trying to hint at the back leg there with the same kind of setup as the front. I think he needs a tail. What do you guys think? He would have a tail. So you already got these two arms pulling in, but if I have the tail coming behind them, I can actually have that as another eye point to pull you in. So you get this whole circular thing going on. So I like that because it gives you that whole kind of C shape. I'm going to dry. We'll erase out pencils over here while that's drying. What color should the kaiju be? Kaiju tend to be pretty colorful in Ultraman. You know what else we need here just to sell it? We need a setting. Hold on a second. Let me pull up some Ultraman fights real quick. So what we can do is call this like the line. We'll have, we'll just hint at some buildings back here. So we're doing a 2-layered stylized city background there. Could put some close to them. Just realized I didn't do the top of his leg, did I? You guys were going to say nothing, were you? Just going to put some texture in there to remind me that that's a leg. I'm going to grab a gray pencil. It's going to look dark on screen, but it won't be the same as... Oh, that's not a gray, is it? I guess it is. It's dark gray. Well, this is a gray pencil, but it almost looks black. We'll just do those in shades of gray. Put something behind them. Let's grab a red. Use a red. Cherry versus coral. Cherry. Coral. I'm going to go with the coral, which is actually pinker, but since I'm on toned paper, should look darker. And this is a hint right there. That line. Looks like he's wearing shorts. Set the pencil line there. Although these are what brand is this? It's just the Arteza. I forget what this is. I'm sure it's Arteza. Oh, Acrylico. These are Acrylico markers. They're cheap, but they tend to be friendlier with pencils than like the Copic marker for some reason. Which means I can sometimes erase the pencils out after I put the marker down, which is hard to do with the Copics. Copics tend to lock the color in, or lock the pencils in rather. So that's the red of the suit. Grab blue paint pen. That. Now the suit is gray and the eyes are yellowish. Let's see. Put a marker yellow down and then go over with a pencil marker to brighten it up. And for the gray, I'm just going to use maybe a light blue or a cool gray. Let's see. Let's start with the light blue. Mostly it's going to be the toned paper, but This is like a B00, which is, what's it called? Frost blue. We'll do the shade side first. I missed a spot on the red, didn't I? Should be red. So I like the blue, but I think I'm going to have to go over the blue with a gray. Or even darker highlights, or darker emphasis. It's a very light blue. I don't know, it probably doesn't show up on camera, but it does look a little blue to me, which is nice because it kind of works in with the colors of the suit. But it's not very dark. So we'll use this to put like the blue accents and shadows, and then we'll go with the gray to strengthen some of the shadow areas. That's a B00. Grab like a C3 if I have it. A cool 3. What's the lowest cool I have? N1, C1. So I have C1, I guess. There's some juice in it. Might have to go one more layer too. This is a C1, and it is darker than the blue that went down initially, but not a lot darker. The other thing I can do is I can come in with some white to add some more specular highlights. Too bad though. It's a C1. About everything dark as an N2. N2's darker. So we're creating three levels of shading. Like I said, we'll grab a pencil out here. Add in some highlights. Do the same thing in some of the red areas as well. Okay. Darker red or maybe even brown. So R39 for some red shadows. One. One. C0. Ground plane. Grab a W. Right. For a little cloud layer. It's a W5, and then we're going to W2 to And clouds are another design element, just kind of tie everything together. monster. It's kind of like this blue and purple color scheme. And some yellow too. Oh, the eyes. I wanted to add some yellow into the eyes to help them pop back out, right? So the yellow of the pencil's a brighter yellow than what you get with the marker. All right, so let's grab a light purplish color. Kind of do that on the edges of the plates. Now, this actually is it's a iridescent mauve. It is purplish though. What color am I going to make the spider eyes? With it, probably like a really bright green. We'll do the same thing we did with the Ultraman's eyes. We'll put a base green with the marker, and then we'll come with the brighter green pencil. Pop it out. And then for specular highlight, this is a white paint pen. Should have a specular highlight as well. All right, so got continue around the edges of the armor here for the purple. I might put like an iridescent bit of green in there and into the blue. Just have some fun color in the kaiju. Base of the spikes is that purplish blue. So keep that handy. Brighter blue. I think I like this blue for like the darker, like bumpy flesh tone areas. We use that in here. And we'll use it just like we did the purple and the blue for the armor plates. We're going to do this blue torso pieces. Green. Hey. Tie everything together with the blue. So YG. It's gonna be kind of okay. So we're gonna go over everything with this green. Try and just tie everything together. And then where I want the purples and stuff to come back out, I can go over it again. A lot of this just comes from doing a lot of marker work and know about layering stuff up. So you want to get good with any particular kind of media, you just have to start using it so you can get a feel for it. I don't even know how well it shows up on camera, but it's much more satisfying to have all these colors mixing underneath with the red, the blue, and the purple. At least for me, it is. I just realized I put the blue in the tail. There. It's the frost blue. Powder blue. The frost blue. Where's the marker? Okay. The powder blue then, just to put in accents. Teal. I'm gonna leave that so it's we'll do it this spiky in the tail thing, which will have some specular highlights, make it kind of crystalline. You want gray for the nails. Again, for the vibrant purple, I think. Darken up the blue green kind of in the fleshy areas. And we come with the white pencil, I think, and add in some bubbles. animal picture things, we're going to make red. Pencil, some highlights, some And if you're paying attention, there is no true light source here. I'm just putting in the highlights where I want them. A lot of artistic license here. Okay. Let's take a scene. Throw some shadow under everything. Again, it's not true accurate lighting, and just creating some tonal planes. What else can we do to help bump this up? Get a white pencil. We're just going to do light. Just kind of creating a glow in the middle there. Again, draw everybody's eyes back to the center where we want them. Okay, trying to think what else we want. Anything? We're successfully do a Ultraman battling some kind of kaiju. We're getting ready to battle anyway. Okay. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Too bad, only an hour and 45 minutes. Today is the 10th. All right. Aloha.